Hello everybody, Michael again, the other half, asked me to watch this video of Jim Dillinger's. I kind of like it very much, but we've put a tiny weeny bit in. But what we'd like you to do is to go over to his channel, subscribe and watch his version of it. But well, anyway, some of these buildings were about, they were acres big. Like, I can't remember now, because 9 acres seems rather big, but they were 9 acres big, some of these buildings. How the hell could they have built that? Anyway, so what it is we're borrowing a tiny bit of his video and then watch the rest on his channel.
But that's the far end of that building, and that's a huge structure. My whole freaking hand was going across the screen. Come in this way. There are the arches. It's a massive structure, and there's that big beauty in the background there that they pulled down. A view of the whole World's Fair, right? Now that big building that we were looking at, I think, is the transportation building. That one with the arches. Where in the beginning of the video you could see one end of it with tiny people in front of it, and the last shot I was showing you were the 3 arches that they were whitewashing. And yeah, it's a transportation building. It's this building here. Okay, it's absolutely enormous transportation, because it looks like there's railway lines coming out of it and heading out this way. Okay. Now the buildings that we are looking at that were constructed in the photograph that I just showed you under construction is this building and this building here. These 2 tiny things that maybe took 2 years to build there, and you're looking this way here. And you're looking at the 3 arches right here, at the enormity of this building. And this thing that I showed you being under construction does look huge.
Just to add that we found all these pictures on Wikipedia explaining this fair, the Louisiana Fair of 1904. 1906 he went to Milan. Moving around, it talks about planes, cars. We're showing the pictures in a moment, just to add to Jim's video. They would have had to have big buildings there. They had probably had planes in them. Oh, yeah. Cars, yeah, them as well. Anyway, thanks for watching again, and we'll just play the pictures out. Right, the other day, me and Nikki were in the car driving, and just over the hill to the left of us, not very far away, were these crepuscular rays coming down from the clouds. We've seen them come straight down, which means the item, the sun, is just above the clouds. Do you see that? It's true, isn't it, Nikki? Just to the left of us. There's all this sky to look at, and we can see the sun's just there above those clouds. Yeah, that's why Mickey took his pictures. Yeah, but basically, by the time we got down to take a video, we kind of drove past, you know, the trees turned up or whatever.
80 miles an hour, weren't we?
Yeah, we were driving quite fast. So these are some more of the pictures as we're driving past, and from that one you can see it's not very far away. Do you see the crepuscular rays? Those rays coming down. As I say, we have filmed and taken pictures of many with them pointing straight down. Yeah, so the sun isn't up in the sky, is it? It's just above the clouds. Do you see that? You know, here's the sky. It's not up here in these bits. It's here just above these clouds. Not up here, is it? Anyway, that's why we took the pictures, because we just, you know, it's just obvious how close it is.
Inside.
It's just above the clouds. And we know the clouds aren't very high. I don't know how this works, everybody, but that's where that was. We've all heard about sinkholes in Florida. I mean, that looks pretty bad, doesn't it? The map there showing you how many sinkholes there is. So that is Florida. There's quite a few on there, isn't there? And then this is Russia sinkholes. They're not necessarily on the sea, these ones. They're inland a bit, but sinkholes, craters appearing. It is quite crazy about how many craters are appearing on the land. So look, that says there's Oklahoma, Kansas. There's another one with a big hole in it. And there's two things that link these sinkholes, is mining, and maybe the caverns have collapsed underneath, and this is what you're seeing, because this one's near a copper mine. And water, taking water away is another way it can happen. When the water's diverted, you know, it wasn't, then it is, then the land, it does something to the land. I mean, this place we're going to talk about next. Wow, I didn't know. I was watching Abandoned Engineering, and they showed us on there. And I was really shocked because I'd never heard them talking about it. Here we are. Thousands of sinkholes emerge in the receding Dead Sea. So what it is this was a holiday resort. It was quite big. Loads of people went there, sat on the Dead Sea. And then they say that the water is receding probably a metre a year, but this has happened. Now you're going there under your own peril, because one man who was filming, a sinkhole happened and he's walking over it and he was lucky to survive. But look how many sinkholes they're getting in this area. I didn't know that, did it? I mean, like Mickey said he did, but I had never heard of all these sinkholes on the Dead Sea. What they said is that the water in there is 10 times more salty than the seawater, and it will recede, but in the end it becomes a different solution because it's so salty that in the end the whole lake won't disappear. It's really weird that it's called the Dead Sea, but it's a lake. And they say they diverted the water, and then this seems to happen. But it's happening in Florida, it's happening in Russia, Siberia, and other places. Is it because they're taking water, or the mines are collapsing? I mean, look how many there are there. Nature's revenge. But, you know, we've done that lake in America with the sort of, like, they have these things that go in the water to take the water, and then it was in, hang on a minute, where is it? It's in Arizona, and the water's gone down and it's at dead zone. They can't take the water anymore because it's got so low. So it's not the only place where water's receding in these places. But I never knew that it had so many, and it says 146 sinkholes. And they do say that this water in that is well below sea level. I don't really know what difference that's going to make. But it's so many feet. It's the last picture on here. But look, that's how it's receded. That was 2017. But I don't really remember much about it because I would have seen it then. But they don't show you all these things, do they? So, that's where it's happened. So the salt bit is over here. Let's go back to that. Oh, I can't go back. The salt bit's on the right. If it's happened, so why is that happening just there? Why not all around the water? I mean, it looks quite savage, doesn't it? These are some of the hotels that are left. So this is this town with all its cracks and holes. It used to be a holiday destination, and now you can't go there, but so much of everything seems abandoned. Everything's abandoned all the time. But what do you think it is, mining or water? Because don't forget, they would have mined the salt. Could it be to do with that and something to do with the water going down? But I mean, it's very strange, these sinkholes in certain places. Of course, there's nothing much left there anymore. The guy said that made this video, it's like, you know, parts of it, it's like you could be looking at Mars, or your imagination of what you think Mars looks like. So there's the salt. And it's a lake, but it has waves. Anyway, these have turned up. Nicky was saying he wondered whether they're ships. They're buried there. And they're ships, and now the water's going down. They're sort of appearing. Just it looks like a line of ships, but we've seen them do that before, put ships out there as barriers. Look at them. Do you think they're just salt, or do you think they're ships under there? It's so noisy here at the moment. It's usually so quiet. The children are going, the dogs are going. We'll have the motorbikes in a minute. But anyway, you can walk on them, but obviously wear shoes, because although it's not as hard as rock, it still would hurt your feet. But I find that is really incredible. Look at that. What's your thoughts to it all? Do you think that it's a natural event? Do you think that mines are collapsing and causing the sinkholes? Or do you think it's water being taken away? But when the water's there, obviously this water's very salty, but when this water's there, is that different then? And then when it left, it made the holes. Why would salty water keep everything together? unless the land should have water in it, and they've taken the water to the houses, and this is what happens when you do these things. But this is a holiday resort that isn't anymore because of the sinkholes. It's amazing the hotels are still there, but obviously you shouldn't go there because anything can happen. You are at minus 415.75 metres below sea level. Incredible. What's your thoughts?